From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning. Let me get that turned up a little bit. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art Lewis on this Tuesday morning. Great to have you along with us. Art is out on the golf course at the Mid-Michigan Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Yes. Oh my goodness, we're having a great day today. I'm Jonathan Dent, joining me, Christiana Malacara. Christiana, good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan.
We had to run back to the studio. We've been out on the golf course ourselves this morning.
Yes.
This chilly morning.
Very chilly.
We were out there for our closest to the pin contest for a chance to win an entry into the WSGW Winvitational in just a couple weeks. I don't know, because we had to leave early, but I think we can congratulate Greg from Bay City. This is not official.
It's kind of fair, though. I mean, that was pretty close.
Even if you didn't win, Greg, 2.5 feet closest to the pin from 150 yards is very impressive.
It's a winner in my book, honestly.
Absolutely. So
we'll
awesome wait for the official tally, but I think, Greg, your spot is pretty secure there. So great to have that going on this morning. As we move along to the Art Lewis Show now, Art will be back with us tomorrow, by the way. We've got some special guests during the 10 o'clock hour. We'll be talking about the Heart of the City Awards. We'll have Yvonne Daniels from KISS 107.1, right down the hall, actually, on. She was one of the award recipients. And then we have some other guests whose names I forget.
That's fine. Shelda Braddock, she was one of the co-chairs when it came to the planning of the Heart of the City. And then another person who is on the planning committee as well, which is Monica Hernandez.
Awesome. So that'll be during the 10 o'clock hour. During the 9 o'clock hour, though, we're going to be talking about a program, free program that's run twice every year. It's very interesting. It's called the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. And joining us now is Director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, Mike Gillum. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Hey, can we just get a baseline? What is the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy? Who's it for? Who's it run through? And what is it?
Sure. The Michigan Youth Challenge Academy is a program for at-risk youth who are struggling with the traditional school setting, at risk of dropping out or on the verge of being in trouble with the law. We are free to the participants. We provide food, housing, uniforms, educational services with Marshall Public School as our contracting partner for the education component. We are voluntary. Kids have to volunteer. Parents can't make them. Courts can't order them to be here. It's completely voluntary for the youth. We accept kids from the ages of 15 and a half to 18 years of age. They must be a resident of the state of Michigan, male or female. They have no felonies or any juvenile infractions that would be considered an adult felony. That excludes them from this opportunity. And they can't be on any kind of acting or reporting probation. They have to be willing and capable of accepting the challenge of competing for the position here as a cadet at the Youth Challenge Academy. The program itself is a 22-week residential program followed by a 12-month post-residential phase at home. So it's a 17-and-a-half-month commitment for the youth who choose to volunteer to commit to the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy.
So that's a pretty big commitment. I think a big component of it is the voluntary aspect. Do you see a lot of kids that are coming into this program having like a desire to better themselves, or is it hey, I need to get out of trouble? What's the motivation that generally kids are having coming into it?
Well, I think both of those are a big component to that. But what's really important is for the youth to understand that where they're at now is not going to get them where they need to go. That they're really struggling with their traditional school. Maybe they're having difficulties with their relationships at home with their parents and their peers, and they're just not they're not on full function. This provides them an opportunity to experience some self-growth, personal and professional growth towards young adulthood in that process. kids really come to us too in a big aspect to get caught up in school. Right now they're struggling traditionally. That's one of our 8 core components is academic excellence. And those are the things that really drive kids to want to change behavior, trouble with relationships, and just not functioning well at school.
You mentioned the education aspect of it. Is what does the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy do to get these young people ready to move into the workforce, move into the real world, and contribute?
Oh, excellent question. With our program, with the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy being sponsored by the National Guard Youth Challenge Program, which is overseen by obviously the National Guard and the Department of Defense, there's 8 core components that really strive to help the youth be ready to be graduates of the academy and to be young adults in the next phase of their life. We have the 8 core components, which are like academic excellence. We strive to help them improve their academics, prepare them to either get caught up on their credits, B, to earn a high school diploma through us, or C, take the GED and be prepared to enter the workforce. We also have physical fitness, which is one of the core components, job skills. While they're here with us, they get to go over and participate at the Calhoun Area Career Center, get to get an idea and understand and tour skilled trades, and they'll spend 14 weeks, 3 days a week, and in the evenings and experience a skilled trade. The other core components would be like responsible citizenship. What does it mean to be a good community advocate, be a part of a pro-social part of their community? Another of the core components is leadership followership. Teach them how to lead, teach them how to follow, what that means for the workforce, to understand their role and their commitment and their efforts. They're also required to do some service to the community. Each one of the cadets, before they can graduate, must participate in and complete 40 hours of service to the community. Here at the academy, we set up those opportunities and we get them out in the community to give back. Lots of work throughout the state, typically in the Calhoun and surrounding counties, but we do go elsewhere and provide those services. We teach them about their health and their hygiene, how good employees and good leaders take care of themselves. Then we also focus on the 8th core component, which would be the life coping skills. Teach them how to manage a budget, how to deal with stress and anger management, conflict resolution, and other pro-social life coping skills.
Okay, Mike. So I have a couple questions here for you. When we're starting this cycle of students coming into the program, how many students are coming in?
So each class, we typically try to recruit between 150 and 160 youth, males and females from all over the state of Michigan. Our goal is to help as many kids as possible, but due to the size and the restriction of our building, of what we can facilitate, that is our number. Our goal each class is to graduate every kid that we bring in, but we know that the kids make poor choices, and being it's a voluntary program, that they can quit. They can go home if they lack the support or the guidance or the intestinal fortitude to finish. We see kids that will drop and go home. We'll see kids who act out and perform behaviorally poor and put other kids and themselves at risk, and we'll have to send those kids home. But our goal is to help every kid that we accept through our doors, to provide an opportunity for them to be successful and to change some of the habits that have got them where they're at, to get them where they need to go.
So for these 150 kids, how much support do they have from the staff? How many staff members do you have on site?
Oh, that's a good question. So we have multiple departments within the program. We have about 55 to 60 staff in the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. We have our cadre, which are our direct care staff. They're with the kids 24/7. We staff 3 shifts with staff members to oversee behavior, help guide and train them throughout the program. We have advisors, we have an advisor assigned to each platoon, and they help with the life coping skills, the day-to-day one-on-one spot counseling to help guide behavior. We have case managers that help assist throughout the residential program, but also oversee the case management for the next 12 months for each one of the graduates to help with the transition back home, to ensure that they're not going back, falling into bad habits, help guiding them in the positive aspect. We also have our teaching staff, our partner with Marshall Public. And then we have our support staff members, to include like our operations sergeant, logistics, our commandants, deputy director, nurses, to help support and get them through and get them heading in the right direction during their 22 weeks while they're here.
So this is a big effort during that 22 weeks, and you've got 150, 200 kids coming in, young people, and they're growing into adulthood here. You mentioned it's run through the Michigan National Guard, and through what you've been saying, I'm detecting there's a strong military format or structure to it. What is the purpose of that, and how do you see that affecting kind of the outcomes of these students?
Excellent. Yeah. So in the world for the youth who are struggling, there's lots of alternatives, but for those who are struggling in a traditional school setting, the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy provides a quasi-military environment to offer more guidance and structure, more stability. It provides a strong military model to serve as a foundation for learning. Doing things like requesting permission to speak and carrying on and staying in its position of attention, marching, inspections, uniform care helps to instill a sense of pride in our cadets, and it helps establish their place in the hierarchy of the community in which they're part. Military custom and courtesies help to set some predictable expectations for behavior, including how to show respect and represent oneself, and how to reinforce the concept that every action carries with it a positive or negative consequence.
All right, Mike, hold on. We're going to take a quick break. We're talking with Mike Gillum. He's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. I understand they've got a big milestone here this year. We'll hear about that coming up.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy any two 16-ounce Shine Waters for $4. Or get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy two 1-liter Propel or Gatorade water for only $5. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Crude oil futures are slightly lower after OPEC left its outlook for supply and demand unchanged. General Motors will be buying back another $6 billion worth of stock on top of the $10 billion it approved last November. And GM is raising its dividend. GM shares are higher. The Federal Reserve meets today and tomorrow. No change in interest rates is expected. This morning, European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said the ECB is not committing to a path for interest rates over coming weeks. The ECB did lower its key interest rate last week. Energy giant BP now says employees must disclose any intimate relationships with colleagues or risk losing their jobs. Former CEO Bernard Looney was dismissed last year after he failed to do so. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jimmy Coselda, invested in you.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
We're back on the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent, along with Christiana Malacara. And we're talking with Mike Gillum. He's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. Now, Mike, I understand this is a big year for the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. You're celebrating an anniversary.
Yes, we are. This is this class. We're graduating class 50 this Saturday, June 15th in Marshall. Which will be our 25-year celebration, 25 years of challenge in Michigan. We're looking forward to the opportunity to celebrate with our past, present, and future cadets, and we'll be doing that just prior to graduation, which will occur immediately following that celebration.
That's a pretty good run. So this started 25 years ago. How did it get started? How did this come to Michigan?
Oh, great question. So in 1993, the National Guard Youth Challenge Program was founded by the Department of Defense, picked up by the National Guard, NGB, and 12 programs started in 93. With that, they saw success. Other states who showed interest were able to submit an application to bring that program to their state. Michigan began in 1999 with the inception class. With that, the state had to provide their funding, their match funding up front to receive the funding from the National Guard program on the backside. So in the beginning, this was a 40% state funded, 60% federal funded program. And over the course of time, it's now a 25% state of Michigan fund and 75% federal funded program through the Department of Defense.
All right. So
yeah,
go ahead.
It was just determined by the Adjutant General of Michigan that it was a program that was worthwhile, and wanted to see that it be applied to the youth in Michigan who were struggling with the high number of high school dropouts and things that we could do to help impact and change the road for as many kids as we possibly could.
So when it comes to that graduation ratio, what's the success rate here? How many kids are we pushing through this program fully?
Okay, so with that, we try to invite 150 kids per class. So twice a year, we're going to try to bring 150 to 160. So we're bringing in between 300 and 320 kids. Our goal is to graduate as many as possible, but Guard Bureau gives us a target number of 115 per class, and they base that off of the funding model. That's the number of kids that should finish based off the funds we receive. So with that, over the course of 25 years. Right now, we're sitting at 4,870 graduates, and that's through 49 classes. Figuring our 118 kids we have on site right now graduate on Saturday, we'll be at 4,988 kids over the course of 25 years. It's a pretty good opportunity to impact kids throughout the program. The graduates speak for itself in terms of sheer number. It's a little over 67 to 70% of the kids who start will finish. But any kid who comes to challenge is impacted. They may not finish, but they come here and they learn something about themselves. They learn some skills to be successful, even if they don't make it through to graduation. So I think the impact not only touches the graduates, but anybody that's set foot at challenge and took the opportunity to begin.
So there's a lot of emphasis on personal development and growth here. I understand applications are still open for a few days for the next class 51. How would people find out more about that?
With that, if they would go to the michigan.gov/MYCA, the application and the application process is spelled out there. They can also reach out. There's a number on the website where they can reach out directly to our recruiters and our recruiting administrator. They'll take care of that and make contact, and we can get the process going.
All right. And we probably should have said this off the top. Where is this held? What's the facility like, and where in Michigan is it?
Oh, we are located in Battle Creek, Michigan. The program itself, the Youth Challenge Academy, is a 3-phase program. So phase 1 we call acclimation phase, and that's a 2-week-long phase that takes place over at the Fort Custer Training Center here in Battle Creek. After the 2 weeks of acclimation, of training kids how to be successful, immerse them in the military customs and courtesies, teach them a little drill and ceremony in the MYCA culture, we start to focus on things like how to walk, stand, and speak to the MYCA standards. We develop an understanding of the expectations that they're going to have for the next 22 weeks. And then they will transition over to Youth Challenge, which is, as it was, to Building 13 of Youth Challenge, which is located at the VA Medical Center in Battle Creek, where they spend their next 20 weeks in the residential phase, where we start things like the school and leadership followership and the service to community. Once they get to the graduation point, the 3rd phase of our program, which is the post-residential phase, they transition back home for the 12 months. We follow them for 12 months, and with that, they come in with a mentor, prospective mentors that we screen and we provide training to help provide some assistance when they go back home, and help them stay on the right path of success as they transition out of challenge.
That follow-up is a 12-month long follow-up is an interesting component, and I think I can see the value in that. So, Mike, thank you very much. Congratulations on 25 years. That's a big milestone, and sounds like it's been pretty successful. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one.
Mike Gillum, he's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. Along with the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, there's one moment, please.
So up next, we're going to have a coordinator.
our next guest was just calling in, so I had to make sure I got him all set up here. There's a volunteer contingent that goes to the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy during that residential phase and does some speaking, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. We'll talk with Rick Moody. He's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat, and that's coming up next.
Are you suffering from pain or injury to your hand, wrist, or elbow? It's time to call the Katranji Institute, where they treat all hand, wrist, and elbow injuries and issues such as carpal tunnel and fractures in the fingers, hand, wrist, short arm, and elbow. They have more specific expertise than any physician group in all of Mid-Michigan. The Katranji Institute has over 50 years of combined experience and has convenient locations throughout Mid-Michigan, including one in Burton, and accept all major insurances. Visit them at katranjiinstitute.com or call 855-617-HAND.
Brew at the Zoo, the adult-only fundraiser at the Saginaw Children's Zoo, is back. Join us for an evening of live music, beer and wine, tasty treats, and delicious food. All of this and more are included in the ticket price of $40. An event you won't want to miss, Wednesday, June 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. Visit www.saginawzoo.com to order your tickets today.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you zoo?
Do you spend all day staring at screens? Whether it's your phone, computer, or television, too much screen time can have a serious impact on your eyes, causing eye strain, nearsightedness, fatigue, and even headaches. Now, protecting your eyes is easier than ever with new Nordics Blueberry Eye Supplements. Specifically formulated to improve eye health, new Nordics Blueberry Supplements not only protect your eyes, but help improve night vision as well as relieve and minimize eye fatigue and damage caused by digital devices. Only New Nordic uses wild Swedish blueberries because of their superior concentration of color pigments. These pigments are vital to eye function, macular health, and your overall vision. New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements are Scandinavia's #1 selling natural eye formulas and have been for over 20 years. They are now available in America. Find them online at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com or in stores at Meijer. Search Blueberry Eye Supplements on Amazon or go to NewNordicUSA.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
Thank you for being with WSGW in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. You can also listen to WSGW online thanks to Stormmaster Exteriors.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw or online, westsidedecoratingcenter.com. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art alongside Christiana Malacara. Christiana, thank you for being along with us today.
Of course.
Yeah. We're talking about the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. We just wrapped up with Mike Gillum. He's the director of the whole thing, but there's a volunteer component and a special, I believe it's just a weekend that they do, but I know that there are a lot of people locally that participate in that. One of them is the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat, different from the Academy, and that is Rick Moody, and he's joining us on the phone now. Rick, good morning.
Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Great to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you, too. Thanks for being on. So I want to start with this. How is the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat different from the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy?
Good question. Back when they started, General Allen was in Mike's position, and he realized he was doing a great job with the cadets physically and mentally, but he realized it's like a stool. There's 3 legs, and he realized that one leg of the stool, the spiritual side of the individual, wasn't being affected, or they needed a little bit of work. So we've been using this 3-day process of Christian faith in prisons in the state of Michigan since 1982. And General Allen and one of the chaplains at the prison were buddies through the National Guard program. And General Allen invited us to put the same kind of weekend on for the youth at the academy.
Very interesting. So how does what does the 3-day program look like? What do these volunteers do during this time?
Well, we got a whole team. We take about 110 volunteers with us. We all pay our own way. We are strictly volunteers. We have a band, we have a tech team, we have a prayer team, we have a food team, we have a janitor team, and we just spend 3 days with the kids. We are all ages, all races, all the Christian denominations come together and just form one group, focusing on one thing, sharing a little bit about our story with the kids. And all our talks, all our conversations, everything we do with these kids and cadets, I should say, partners up and buddies up and goes along with what Mike and the Academy are doing. We talk about goals, we talk about hope, we talk about trust, we talk about community service, And we talk a lot about forgiveness. So many problems that the young adults have that we found deals a lot with forgiveness. And they can't forgive themselves for some of the things they've done, and they can't forgive the others who have done some things to them. So we spend quite a bit of time on forgiveness, but really just encouraging them, helping them get, goals, hope, trust others again. And, but they first got to forgive themselves. And then that's where we're there, just to get them to open up.
Talking with Mike earlier in the show, he mentioned that it's a voluntary program, and that puts into my mind that from the participants, from these cadets, there's got to be a little bit of buy-in that they want to improve themselves. What kind of engagement do you get with these messages that you're bringing?
What we do is we'll talk about, say, goals, and then one of our people will get up and share their story about goals in their lives and how they had failed and how they've achieved some goals and their faith part of their life in that. And then after we talk about faith, then we have them at a table. We have like 6 cadets and 3 of our volunteers. It's like a family for the weekend. And they talk about the conversation that was had about goals. After they're done with the conversation, then we bring out posters and they draw posters about goals and new goals in their lives moving forward and those kinds of things. And we do that with 9 different talks through the course of the weekend. At the end of each day, they get to go up and present their posters and share what their ideas that they put down on the poster. And it's just amazing to see how the kids just engage. They walk in scared. When they walk in, I say, I bet you're really wondering what you got yourself into now. And from the time they walk in on Friday morning to the time they go home on Sunday, they are speaking to us. They're sharing their ideas, and they're just kind of coming out of their shell. And it's just really cool to see the transformation from somebody who's quiet and reserved to pretty excited about what's been going on for the 3 days.
Rick, it sounds like in those 3 days, you're really breaking down some barriers with these students, and they're taking on your trust very quickly. Can you tell us a little bit about the volunteers that you're bringing and how they're able to break down those walls?
Yeah, we train pretty much year round. We have groups of people coming from. There's probably 30 folks come from the Mackinac Bridge area, 60 or 70 from the Tri-City area, another 20 or 30 from the Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, Lansing area. We've got some folks that come from Missouri and Kentucky and that, and we just sit down and our motto is listen, love, love. We found that the kids feel that for their whole life, people are talking at them or talking down to them. And we go there and we talk, hey, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Why don't we just ask questions and let them talk to us? And then when they start opening up, then we can address and help them with some issues that are way down deep that they would like to get rid of, if you will.
You mentioned that there's a faith component to this weekend. How does that faith and that kind of value influence the message that's being sent?
Everything we do is about the Christian faith, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And we share our examples of how God has worked in our life, if you will, and let them see that this is not some kind of fairy tale or that type of thing, that we want to make it personal for them. Let them know that there's a God out there who really cares for them. And we share that. That's the big message. It's just, he's there, he's waiting for you, and he's real.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. Please hold on. We've got to take a quick break. We're talking with Rick Moody. He's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat. It is a 3-day-long program with volunteers from around the state of Michigan and around the country as part of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. We'll be back with more after this.
Retirement is more than a newly discovered free time. It's a time to reflect on how you will be remembered and your legacy. It's important to make proper arrangements now. Tune in to WSGW every Sunday at 8 a.m. to your Financial Empower Hour with Jason Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment Advisors in Midland. Learn how to structure your retirement savings to increase the value of your estate and help leave the legacy you want. Plus, call Great Lakes Investment Advisors today and they will include a complimentary Legacy Maximizer. 989-835-7203. That's 989-835-7203.
This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Quick Lane Freeland next to my car dealer, McDonald Ford. This is where you can get all of your routine maintenance done. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, and they work on all makes and models of cars, not just Fords. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Jeeps, Dodge, you name it. They keep them all in tip-top shape. And here is a tip from Quick Lane Freeland.
Do you suffer from allergies? Did you know FrigiFresh kills germs in your vehicle's air conditioning system? FrigiFresh is a hospital-grade disinfectant that controls pollen, molds, and mildew inside your car. It's only $20 and takes less than 10 minutes for the treatment. You can get FrigiFresh at Quick Lane next to McDonald Ford in Freeland. Just stop in. No appointment needed.
Quick Lane Freeland, right next to McDonald Ford, working on all makes and models of cars.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You have the chance to win the outdoor adventure of a lifetime. A trip for 2 to Telluride, Colorado, including airfare and luxury hotel accommodations, plus expeditions that could include a 4x4 tour, fly fishing, guided track tours, horseback riding, ATV rentals, kayaking. You enter online at WSGW.com. Enter once per day. Get bonus entries too. Must be 18 or older to play in Alpha Media Company-wide contest. Rules available at WSGW.com. Entry deadline June 30th. A trip for 2 to Telluride, Colorado. For your chance to win, enter online WSGW.com.
Fly ball, right field, fairly deep, going back Chorio, looking up, gone! Jake Rogers, 3-run shot.
The Tigers play 6:15 tonight on WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent along with Christiana Malacara filling in for Art. Art is out on the golf course for the Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan golf outing. Great partnership that we have with that organization. Plenty of volunteers involved with that. We're talking with the director of some volunteers for another program. It's the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat, part of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy in Battle Creek. It's run through the Michigan National Guard and the National Guard program for I think it's the National Youth Challenge Academy or something like that.
Yes.
But we're talking with Rick Moody. He's the director for this volunteer effort. Rick, I want to point something out that you said, and I want to make sure that we circle back to this because I think it is important when we're talking about the involvement of faith-based organizations and teaching of Christian values and things. When we're talking about separation of church and state, this is a publicly funded program. But you mentioned that this volunteer group pays their own way. They're not getting anything from the national or state funding. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yep. We pay our own way. We're totally volunteer. None of our board members are in. There's no salaries involved. It's just strictly volunteer for the love of the cadets. They're the next generation. They're going to be taking care of us. And it's just such a pleasure to see so many young people getting their lives straightened out and getting on the right track. And our future's looking good from the young people that we've been working with over the years.
Wow, Rick, that takes a lot of passion. How many years has your group been involved doing this?
We've been in groups been involved since cycle 1, 25 years. We put 2 retreats on each year with, like I said, over 100 people come, and our master list involves about 400 people, and we are always looking for new people, and it's just it's a passion. It's not it gets intense. It's serious. We deal with some real tough issues sometimes, and but it's just cool to see the faith of people rise up and the trust that the Academy puts in us to give their young people over to us 3 days, that we're not going to do something crazy and goofy.
So that leads into my next question. Have you ever had any students reconnect with you or other volunteers over the years?
It's great. We do. I have 5, Kathy and myself, we have 5 grandsons, and we spend a lot of time at Chuck E. Cheese for birthdays and those kinds of things. And we were out there shooting hoop one day, and there's a young man just looking at me, and I'm thinking, boy, I think I know him. And he says, hey, I know you from the Academy, from the retreat. I said, yeah. And he got his GED. He was, he had dropped out of high school. He got his GED, joined the Air Force, did 2 tours as a pilot in the Iran back in the 90s, and he was an officer in the Air Force now. And he just came up and said thank you to us and thank you to the Academy. It was just amazing to see him. I remember him when he walked in. I remember him seeing him at Chuck E. Cheese, and it is night and day. Young boy with trouble to a grown man serving his country. Pretty cool. And then a lot of our volunteers, we write letters. We continue to reach out to them some have been writing letters and having them over for holidays and those kinds of things for 10, 15 years. There's a few that I know of. We keep in communication, text and phone calls, letters, visits. Some come back and serve on the retreat weekends with us also.
Wow, that's awesome. That's full circle. Very fulfilling. I can see that being very fulfilling as a volunteer. So if someone's listening right now and they're like, hey, I want to get involved in this 3-day retreat, I feel like I can contribute. How do they get a hold of you, and what do they do next?
We got an email address. They can just email us at retreat4myca@gmail.com. No upper lowercase stuff. The 4 is retreat, and then the number 4, myca@gmail.com.
And you mentioned there's some training involved in that. What kind of time investment, money investment, what can someone expect getting into this?
What we would like to have is we have a meeting up in Harbor Springs for all the folks up there. We have a meeting down in Battle Creek area for those folks. And then we have 3 meetings up here at Tri-County Worship Center in Auburn. They let us use their church and their facilities, and we meet there 3 different times. And what it's really about is just bonding as a team. The do's and don'ts that the Academy, instructions that they've given us, and the things that we don't allow as a religious organization. But so we have 3 or 4 meetings and all over the state. And then finally, we have a big meeting on the Thursday night before the retreat down in Battle Creek, where it's the first time the whole team has been together as one group.
And when
it's
someone,
about an hour each meeting.
Okay. I've talked with a couple of volunteers. I'm related to a couple of volunteers who have done this. And
yes, you are.
The stories that they bring back are pretty special. What kind of experience is it from a volunteering side? What do you get out of it?
We go thinking that we're going to give and help, but we come home blessed and changed also. We hear all kinds of stories, and man, I wasn't thinking I was going to give something, but I didn't give anything compared to what I got. it's just an amazing feeling. It's a great feeling of accomplishment, and it's not anything we do. It's just, the Spirit of God is there, and the kids opening up and sharing their stories. It's just, we've got a couple other little things I could share. We have a birthday party for them when we're there, and one of our ladies we have 20 tables, so she makes 20 birthday cakes. Some of these kids haven't had a birthday party, we found out. So we bring all the cakes in, sing the song, happy birthday, and it just, some of the kids are crying because they've never had one. And that's, they have so many walls in their life, and we go there just to help them break those walls down and then build them back up.
All right.
And we'll use any tool that we have. We have a pizza party, pizza and pop, So, and then you just get to sit around the table and visit and share your thoughts and share your hurts and share your victories. And it's amazing.
Sounds like a really special time there. We're running out of time.
Definitely.
I'd love to talk about this more. Rick, can you give us that email address and how people can get involved one more time?
Sure can. retreat4myca@gmail.com.
All right.
And the 4 is the number. You don't have to spell it out.
Fantastic. Rick, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the work that you do as well, and hope you have a good one.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
All right.
God bless you.
Thanks,
Thank
Rick.
you. Rick Moody he's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat. We'll be back to wrap up, tell you what's next after this.
This is Mike from Westside Decorating Center. With the warm weather finally here, it's the perfect opportunity to take on your exterior painting projects. Currently, we're offering promotions on semi-transparent and solid stains for decks, fences, and siding. Additionally, our exterior ceramic paint is on sale this month. It works effortlessly on vinyl or aluminum siding without the need for primer. And if you're considering interior projects, we've got you covered. Our interior designers are ready to assist with window treatments and flooring. Visit our showroom located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township, or check out our website, westsidedecoratingcenter.com.
Rock's Best plays at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Sunday, June 23rd. Motley Crue. And Friday, August 9th. Love It Live. Don't miss Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top. All part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series. Tickets for all shows on sale now at the box office and etix.com. Check the entire lineup at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
I'm pretty conservative. Many of us are here in rural America. We believe, and I believe, that we have a responsibility to care for not only for our families, but our communities. And this wind project is a great opportunity. It's roads, bridges, schools, things that we need around here. For people who are skeptical, come and see it. It is creating opportunities that we never had before.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
That'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank my co-host Christiana Malacara for joining me this morning. We also had Mike Gillum. He's the director of the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, celebrating 25 years. They're going into their 51st cycle. We also talked with Rick Moody. He's the director of the 3-day Michigan Youth Challenge Retreat. Some great volunteers from the area and from all around the state and the country going to Battle Creek to participate in that. Up next, we'll be talking about the Heart of the City Awards. Christiana's lined up some great guests, one of them from one of our sister stations here at Alpha Media. We'll get to that, but first, the news.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Secretary of State Blinken has just announced $400 million in new assistance for Palestinians as the U.S. awaits Hamas' response to a ceasefire deal that's already gotten the thumbs up from Israel. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
In Jordan, Blinken attended a humanitarian conference on Gaza.
The single most effective step we can take to address the urgent humanitarian challenges in Gaza is to reach an immediate
and ultimately enduring ceasefire.
He's pushing Arab leaders to apply pressure on Hamas.
Get Hamas to take the deal. Press them publicly. Press them privately.
Blinken said Hamas is the only remaining holdout, though the group did signal its support for the UN endorsement of the deal.
In California, UCLA police have arrested 25 demonstrators as a new round of pro-Palestinian protests sweeps the university, this time during final exams. The college says 100 people set up tents and barriers there yesterday afternoon. They've moved it twice after they were told to disperse. It's the biggest flare-up on campus since more than 200 protesters were arrested last month. Chinese police say they've arrested a 55-year-old suspect in a stabbing attack on 4 instructors from Iowa's Cornell College at a public park. Congresswoman Marionette Miller Meeks.
It's really shocking, but at the same point in time, we don't want to jump to any conclusions. We want to be able to work with the Chinese government to be able to get these people back home.
They were working at a university in northeast Jilin. Deliberations resumed last hour at Hunter Biden's federal gun trial in Delaware. Correspondent Scott McFarlane on the decision jurors need to make.
Comes down to, was Hunter Biden a drug addict and knowingly when he bought that gun in October 2018?
More scorching heat in the southwest and torrential tropical rain in the forecast for the southeast. Odyssey meteorologist Craig Allen.
There will be some downpours that produce 1 to 2 and locally up to 3 inches of rain per hour. That's where flash flood warnings would be issued. But in general, a flood watch is in effect for the southern quarter of the state of Florida.
Elephants may be more like us than you think. CBS's Vicki Barker.
This almost purr-like rumbling is the sound elephants make when they're addressing a specific fellow elephant. In other words, says naturalist Joyce Poole,
elephants have sort of nicknames for one another.
That means humans aren't alone in being the only species on Earth who can address one another by name.
The research in the British journal Nature. Dow down 342. This is CBS News.
And now, a list of things from Progressive Insurance. Home, auto, boat, motorcycle, RV, ATV. Progressive protects them all. Learn more about bundling at Progressive.com.
Summertime, the best time for being outdoors. Unless your knees, your shoulders, backs, hips, you got pain. You think you won't be able to enjoy the summer as much because of that pain, but you can. Hey, this is Charlie Rood with WSGW. I'm here to tell you about QC Kinetics offering non-surgical joint pain relief. QC Kinetics has advanced treatments that harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. What that means is you can walk, you can run, you can hike, play golf, all those outdoor things you can do, and all do it pain-free. QC Kinetics, under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, tens of thousands of patients have reclaimed their mobility, and you can too. You do it by taking that first step. That first step is to call QC Kinetics, and you get a free consultation. You call 810-243-8529. That's 810-243-8529. Live your best life again. Call QC Kinetics, that free consultation, 810-243-8529.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 64 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Korchak. Saginaw County Central Dispatch reported a shooting in the city of Saginaw yesterday. The incident occurred shortly after 9 a.m. in the 2000 block of South Niagara Street. According to the Saginaw News, witnesses at the scene said a man was taken from a two-story building in an ambulance. The alleged shooter called 911 after shooting the victim, claiming the victim came at him. No other details are available at this time. Families Against Narcotics, a nonprofit organization dedicated to making strides in the fight against substance use disorder across the state, has rebranded as Face Addiction Now, or FAN. The change reflects the organization's mission and growth over the past 16 years. Founded as a grassroots group in Macomb County, FAN has grown into a pioneering organization offering programs and services across Michigan. Its mission is rooted in personal experience with the stigma and barriers surrounding substance use disorder and drives the development of strategies for addiction prevention and recovery. Services include follow-up care, peer coaching, and various programs aimed at supporting individuals throughout their recovery journey. Additionally, FAN is addressing public health barriers within the criminal justice system, healthcare system, and community services. FAN will hold an open house next Monday from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. at its new offices at 43800 Garfield Road in Clinton Township. Consumers Energy Crews will continue a project where 2 miles of power lines to be buried near Standish through June and most of July. Overhead lines will be buried south of Standish along Palmer Road, east from the city limits road. When work is complete, customers along the work route will experience brief power interruptions. In addition to the Standish project, Consumers is planning on spending $3.7 million to bury 10 miles of overhead power lines statewide in the next year. For more information, visit consumersenergy.com. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy any two 16-ounce Shine Waters for $4. Or get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy two 1-liter Propel or Gatorade water for only $5. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Fresh air is a destination. A place to breathe in the lapping waves of Torch Lake and explore the tree-laden trails of northern Michigan. A place to connect with nature and each other, one-on-one, in the waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. When you're looking to escape the everyday, breathe in the magic of northern Michigan at Shanty Creek Resort, in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A Michigan caregiver has been convicted in the death of an 82-year-old woman. Colleen Kelly O'Connor of East Lansing, 58, was convicted of second-degree vulnerable adult abuse, a 4-year felony, according to Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. O'Connor was charged in November 2023 after failing to prevent the victim from going outdoors into a snowstorm, resulting in her freezing to death. Her body was discovered by a snowplow driver. O'Connor's sentencing will take place July 29th. The court-appointed monitor overseeing the UAW says he's being obstructed by union leaders. Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert explains.
Monitor Neil Borofsky is reportedly investigating President Shawn Fain's decision to reassign the secretary-treasurer to see whether it was retaliation for her not authorizing some spending that Fain wanted. The Detroit News says Borofsky has complained to the court that the union is not giving him the documents he seeks on that investigation and also a separate set of allegations against a union vice president. The Monitor saying this is in violation of the consent decree that was signed to prevent a federal takeover of the UAW. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
A new Secretary of State office is opening in the Upper Peninsula. The mobile office, which is a large cargo van, is designed to travel to shared spaces like senior centers, homeless shelters, foster care facilities, and other community organizations. This mobile unit will be located in downtown Marquette. WSGW News Time, 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see sunny skies here for today with a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, increasing cloud cover with a low around 57. By Wednesday, skies become mostly sunny, high around 84 degrees. Thursday, we'll have a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high around 87. Friday, sunshine, high of 78 degrees. Then by Sunday, we'll have mostly sunny skies, a high around 79. Monday, mostly sunny, high of 94 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 63.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art alongside Christiana Malacara on this Tuesday morning. Christiana, thank you for being with us today.
Good morning, Jonathan.
We had a great first hour talking about the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, but now we're going to talk about something a little bit more local.
Yeah.
With a guest who is a lot more local.
Definitely.
Right down the hall. Who do we have with us today?
Today we have Yvonne Daniels, and Yvonne has recently accepted an award here in Saginaw, but she's also here in the building with us as the content director for KISS 107.1. Welcome.
Good morning.
Did you find your way all right?
I was like, oh, now this hall or that hall? But I'm here, so thank you. Yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming on down the hall and spending a little bit of time with Jonathan and myself. So you received an award over the last Thursday, and it is the Heart of the City Award, and that was presented to you by the Michigan Banner and the Latino Banner. And behind all of that is a great man named Jerome Buckley. Can you tell us a little bit about how about this came? Outstanding journalism. Tell us about yourself there.
Well, man, so we were just talking, and the Outstanding Journalism and PR Award. It's, I've been doing this for a long time. I love what I do. I actually have a degree in broadcast journalism from Florida A&M University, and so just doing something that you love for so long, just the people, and people always say, oh, it's just nice to, at least be recognized, but it's nice to get an award. It's nice to get an award from your peers, what I'm saying, from people that you, your colleagues. And so, like I said, I've been in radio. I've done radio in Kansas City, Raleigh, North Carolina, Tallahassee, Florida, have been here for, it'll be 15 years in July. So
here at this station.
Yeah, here.
Wow.
15 years in July. And that's what so it's just wonderful. I love this job. I love what I do. I love people. You know what I'm saying? I love service. And so this has brought me here. And who would have thought that I would still be getting awards, so long after doing this? Well, it's nice to, to do that. But it's just been an awesome career. And
so how long have you been in radio?
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so girl, you're gonna carry the one and figure out how old I am. No, that's it's a blessing. No, it's really a blessing. I've been in radio. Actually, it'll be this December will be 32 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I don't want to say we're rookies, but we've got a couple years under our belt. Wow.
Yeah. And it's changed so much.
Yes.
It has changed so much. When I started in radio, we were queuing up records. So so I've seen so much change, but I'm excited, for where it's going, and so I just, you all are here now where it's just like, oh my gosh, who'd have thunk, that it would be like it is now. But this is one. And Jerome, he's got a few years, on us, but he understands, and he understands the importance, what I'm saying?
The importance of evolving too, the importance of evolving in journalism.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to home a little bit, we have you here listed as the afternoon girlfriend.
Yep.
How did that come about now?
Several years. Well, this is my second time in Michigan. First time I worked at a station in Flint, actually, and my program director at the time was like, yeah, why don't you, you're like everybody's girlfriend, so be the midday girlfriend. And so I've carried that along with me. And when I go out when people see me out, they're like, hey, afternoon girlfriend. They really feel like I'm their girl. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it's all about. That's what I want. So that's how that came about.
Well, you definitely are very friendly. We know when you're dancing or walking or singing down the hall. So we know when the
That's me.
girlfriend's on her way down. So I was able to read your bio and give you and present you and give you the award last Thursday. And I even said it. I said, hey, that's my afternoon girlfriend and one of my friends.
Yeah.
So when I was reading your bio there, you received an award, a very big one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us about that big deal?
So it was the Gracie Award. It was about 5 years ago in 2019. I received the Gracie Award from the All Women in Media organization. And we have people like Barbara Walters has a Gracie Award.
Yes.
Gail King,
Oprah's friend.
Yes, her best friend Gail King has a Gracie. So this is a huge award, a huge honor. And when I was told that I was going to receive it, I mean, they flew me to New York to receive it, and I was like, oh my goodness. So, and I sent in just some of my work that I had done, and they selected me for the, my afternoon show. And I was like, wow. I mean, still, even to think about it 5 years later, it's just like, wow. So it was quite an
prestigious.
Award. Yeah.
It's prestigious.
Yeah.
And then to receive an award locally and share that opportunity to receive that with, we were at the Horizon Center with around 500 of our friends.
There were about closer to six.
Yeah.
People like Craig Goslin, who received the Visionary Award.
Yes.
So we've got some folks that received some huge awards.
Yes.
Motivation Award, Lifetime Leadership Award. So we were in great company.
I want to touch on the award you received, Outstanding Journalism and PR.
Yeah.
Absolutely deserved, because when you think Yvonne Daniels in our building, she is often out of our building, out and about in the community, doing various things. You're someone that really understands that community involvement aspect is
Very
a
important.
huge part of our industry.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how that has gone with you through your career?
Well, I mean, it really is, people don't think about this. It's service. Everything that we do is service. When I'm out, when I don't get good customer service in the grocery store, it really annoys me because, I do all that I can to make sure that, that I serve people, and I love people. They love me back. And it is just, this is, I think of the radio station, KISS 107.1, as the people station. It's your radio station. You know what I'm saying? And so the only way to get to know the people that you are serving is to be out there among them, so that's what I do. I love it. And that's what I will continue to do. So
you certainly bring the energy wherever you are.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of energy. More than I can bring. We were out at some of the Memorial Cup events, and I'm still like waking up, just getting my first caffeine, and I look over and Yvonne's dancing around. And
this is true.
Singing. And
a couple of tips there. I try to go to bed, so I can get enough sleep.
Sleep. That is what it is. Yeah.
Because it takes energy to be out there among people and talking and all that kind of stuff. So, I definitely do that. And I do exercise a lot. I eat properly, all that good stuff. So anyway, but and just loving people, that gives me energy.
Yeah,
it really does. So
feeding off the energy of other people.
Yep,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
so we need more Yvonne over here.
We're talking to Yvonne Daniels, the content director of KISS 107.1, our sister station here at Alpha Media Saginaw. She received the Heart of the City Award for Outstanding Journalism and PR. We'll talk a little bit more with her after this.
Are you 65 or older and currently on an employer group insurance plan? You should be working with a local independent agency, not the insurance company, to get you the Medicare plan that fits your needs. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices in Saginaw, is an independent agency that will work for you. They will shop your needs with major insurance carriers and get excellent coverage with competitive premium options. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, 989-899-7820. That's 989-899-7820.
Along with me is attorney Jerry Wright. First off, Jerry, does having a joint or beneficiary account avoid probate?
Well, it can work, but the question I have for you is, if you were to pass away at your death, that account would automatically go to your spouse.
That's what most people do, but can that plan work?
Well, maybe, but what if your spouse remarries? Then what would happen to the assets that you left to your spouse?
And what about the beneficiary designation?
Well, if you leave the beneficiary directly to our children, do your kids get the money after you die? Yes.
Okay, isn't this a good thing?
Well, I don't know. What if if your kids are in the middle of a divorce? Then half of your money could end up in the hands of a former in-law. What if they got sued? Who does their will leave it to? Their spouse or their grandkids?
Wow. Well, how can we avoid some of these problems, Jerry?
Well, proper estate planning will enable you to ensure what you have gets to whom you want, when you want, the way you want, without unnecessary cost, delays, or government interference.
Thanks, Jerry. Okay, so if you want to learn more or register for an upcoming workshop, visit jerryrifelawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
This June, climb the Tower of Cash for the chance to become a millionaire at Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Every Saturday and Sunday, join the hourly drawings from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Land on a prize, cash out, or dare to soar higher with up to 3 chances to win big. Prizes stack up as the stakes rise. Could you be the one to claim the $1 million? Only at Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saguenay-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Crude oil futures are slightly lower after OPEC left its outlook for supply and demand unchanged. General Motors will be buying back another $6 billion worth of stock on top of the $10 billion it approved last November. And GM is raising its dividend. GM shares are higher. The Federal Reserve meets today and tomorrow. No change in interest rates is expected. This morning, European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said the ECB is not committing to a path for interest rates over coming weeks. The ECB did lower its key interest rate last week. Energy giant BP now says employees must disclose any intimate relationships with colleagues or risk losing their jobs. Former CEO Bernard Looney was dismissed last year after he failed to do so. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jim Posilda, invested in you.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Donovan in, shoots, back to the net, saving the pass to Simpson in the blue paint. Where's the puck? They score! It's Josh Bloom with 21.7 to go!
Hey, Spirit fans, this is Dylan Clark, radio voice of the Saginaw Spirit. It was the perfect ending to a season like never before. The Saginaw Spirit are 2024 Memorial Cup champions. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to every game on WSGW. And we look forward to talking with you again for another season of Saginaw Spirit hockey in the fall.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center. You can visit them online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com or drop by at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Once again, westsidedecoratingcenter.com or 5789 State Street in Saginaw. I'm Jonathan Dent, filling in for Art alongside Christiana Malacara. Christiana.
Good morning, Jonathan.
We've got some special guests in today. We've been talking Heart of the City Awards with one of the recipients and our friend Yvonne Daniels, but now we have another guest.
We sure do. We have the beautiful, wonderful, and amazingly talented, she's laughing already, Shilda Braddock is sitting next to me. Shilda, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Christiana, and thank you for that wonderful intro.
I just got to follow you around every room you walk in, and there's Miss Braddock right there. Well, Shilda, your role in planning the Heart of the City, what was it?
Well, myself along with Dr. Elsa Overa, we were chairwomen of the Heart of the City Award. And it was an exciting time to be able to be a part of this, event, working with some great people, such as yourself and Yvonne Daniels.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mhm.
We started those meetings early on too.
We did, and it was necessary to be able to plan an event such as this. It takes, time because you want everything to be, excellent, right?
Yes.
And so this event planning was started in 2023.
Yeah.
But actually, it started the day after the last
Right.
award event.
I think it's important to ask this question. What is the Heart of the City Awards? How did it get started? And who gets recognized?
Okay. All right. Well, the Heart of the City Awards was something that was really initiated by the founder of the Michigan Banner, Jerome Buckley. Jerome has a heart of gold, and because he cares about the Saginaw community, it's a place that he has lived, was born, and lived, worked, and went to school here. And he's always wanted to find a way that he could give back to the community. And during that time, the planning was with his wife, who is now deceased, Lynn Buckley, along with Ray Lynn Buckley, I'm sorry, along with Michelle and his team at the Michigan Banner. And so it was just a way that they wanted to be able to focus on recognizing the greatness in the Saginaw community of those who give of themselves every day. There were some other questions, but
That's all right.
Yeah,
You covered the bases pretty well.
Okay.
And the closer you work with Jerome, because this is my first year, being able to volunteer and be on the planning committee, you really get the sense of, he's just a really warm guy, and he wants to give back, and he wants to, help everyone and help and recognize everyone. So there was also a scholarship given away amongst the awards. Can we elaborate on that?
Yes. Again, Mr. Buckley and his wife, Ray Lynn Buckley, they had focused on community outreach for youth during the summer. And their primary focus was on journalism. And along with that journalism, he knew that he needed to focus on writing and literacy. And so with that, they would bring students during the summer to, just help with the Michigan Banner, but more importantly, to get to know and understand what the Michigan Banner was all about. And he realized that in order for the students to be successful, that as they graduated from high school, they needed support. And that was how the scholarship award came about.
So we briefly mentioned the Michigan Banner, the Latino Banner. So the Michigan Banner actually just celebrated their 22nd anniversary. So from my understanding, that started out as a print, a paper, correct?
Yes, it did. Many years ago, 22 years ago, I can recall Mr. Buckley, along with his team, delivering these newspapers throughout the community. You could walk into any grocery store or any restaurant, and you would see the Michigan Banner there. And it was a way of again of getting the word out about the community, what's happening in our Saginaw community, who are the great people that are doing the great work in our community. So that's how it started. And now I think it is a digital.
It's digital.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's digital. You can find it online fairly easy at michiganbanner.org. Or Mr. Buckley has a lot of Facebook friends, so he shares it on there too. So do you, Yvonne, do you recall seeing this paper and what it's evolved to now?
Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I do remember seeing that because that along with Word Up, you can find that anywhere in the grocery stores, sometimes, at the banks or whatever. This is, things have changed so much now, but yeah. And so just to look at those, and see the articles and see the people that you see every day, and sometimes you didn't know, you were like, wow, you're doing that. So, as Sheila was saying, so that you can know what people are doing, because there's so much great, work that's going on. So people are doing such great things, but sometimes we just, don't know all that's going on. So it's nice to have, it was nice to have a resource like this. And we still do. You just have to go online now with it, but.
And I feel that way with giving those awards away too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was beyond blessed to be part of it. And when we were reading off bios and, having recipients stand, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that person. What do they do? What's their story? And, the bios in the book were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. These are true pillars in the community. And there were so many of them.
Yes.
It was great to see. It was really great to see.
I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit here, the two of you. Yvonne, obviously receiving the Outstanding Journalism Award. One, how were the awards selected? And two, what led to Yvonne being selected for that award?
Well, again, we have Mr. Buckley along with his team, and as well as the committee. We're meeting and we are sharing information about things that are going on in the community in all of the different industries, the small businesses, in education, in nonprofit industry. So many different things are going on, and we're looking around to see who are the people that are doing these things. And so we as a committee, we do come together to, determine who would get those awards. And keep in mind that, again, we have many nonprofit organizations. We have many small businesses, entrepreneurs, and sometimes it's really difficult to narrow it down because they are each doing, great things in the community, just excellent work. And so it makes it pretty difficult sometimes, but yes, we've been able to kind of bring it, to a point where we can identify, specific individuals and entities in different industries.
Fantastic. We're talking Heart of the City. We will be back with more after this.
For over 50 years, Audio Central Alarm has been Saginaw County's trusted security partner, protecting your home and business from burglary and fire when you're away. Audio Central is locally owned and operated and is located on South Washington in downtown Saginaw. Call Audio Central Alarm today at 989-755-0911. Again, that's 989-755-0911. Audio Central Alarm, providing peace of mind since 1973.
StoreMaster Exteriors is your ultimate solution for windows, roofing, and exterior services. With over 20 years of experience in the exterior construction and renovation industry, our team of skilled professionals has the expertise to handle projects of all sizes and complexities, from simple repairs and maintenance to full-scale installations and renovations. Here at StoreMaster, we understand that unexpected repair or replacement costs can put a strain on your budget. That's why we offer flexible financing options to help you get the services you need without compromising quality. At the heart of StoreMaster Exteriors lies the belief that our success is built upon the strong relationships we forge with our clients and the community. Gain peace of mind with our licensed and insured team. Visit us online today at storemasterexteriors.com or call 989-488-4846. StoreMaster Exteriors. Let us show you our passion for delivering exceptional workmanship and unparalleled customer satisfaction.
A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years. Tune in Sundays at 8 a.m. on WSGW for your Financial Empower Hour with Jason Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment in Midland. They will give you information like how your 401k's tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Bleisure. BLEISURE. This year, about 25% of people researched said that they're going to be bleisuring. Is a term which combines business and leisure on a trip.
In other words, your boss pays for your fun.
That's the key. You have to be very careful if you're going to bleisure, so the boss doesn't find that he's been paying for your
Oh, you didn't say that he didn't pay. You just had to hide it from him. Is that it?
I just want a leisure. I don't want any blues with it.
When I go on vacation, I take my computer because if I don't, then when I get back, I'm looking at 1,000 emails.
You know what the boss is going to say? That's on you.
That's why I leave my computer and turn off my work notifications on my phone whenever I'm off the clock. I am off the clock.
Wow, he is a young guy.
Whoa, yeah,
Yep.
you got a
I'm
lot
going to
to
say
learn.
something
Wow.
controversial there. I think you guys have a lot to learn.
I think he's got a point.
God, I felt that.
The WSGW Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. And you are listening to WSGW Online, presented by Stormmaster Exteriors.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show on this Tuesday morning. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art this morning. I'm joined by Christiana Malacara, and we're talking Heart of the City Awards. Christiana, you were a part of putting this all together.
I sure was. It was an absolute honor. It was my first year sitting on the planning committee for the Heart of the City, presented by the Michigan Banner and Latino Banner. And behind all of that is a big heart of gold himself, Jerome Buckley. But today we are sitting down with Miss Shilda Brannock and Monica Hernandez. Thanks for joining us, Monica.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited to have you guys in the studio. We were discussing kind of the foundation and where the Heart of the City is kind of birthed from. And a large part of that is awarding the recipients are from the community who have been, a pillar in the community for several years. But kind of going back to the foundation of it, and Shilda, you touched on this, it's all about, supporting the next generation and kind of conditioning the next generation, saying these are the leaders, these are who you need to speak to, who's current. And, this is who you reach out to when you're in need, which I think is a fantastic concept. So one student actually spoke there at the Heart of the City banquet, and her name was Morgan Leak. Monica, you felt very engaged with this student. Can you tell us a little bit about what she spoke about? And
Yeah. So she was a student at Elma College, and she was an RN major, and she talked about her mental health and just struggling with some things. This was a new environment for her, and just not feeling supported. And she did find that support, though, that sense of belonging, but it took her a minute. And she really emphasized how important it is to have that support when you're like first generation, or you're all by yourself, and this is a new thing. You're stepping on a campus that maybe you don't know too many people or the resources. And I believe she has like a link or a blog just trying to get the information out to other students that may be experiencing those experiences of just the unknown and not feeling a part of, or not knowing where are the resources at our college campuses. I know Delta really emphasizes on belonging and a sense of belonging, but also connecting with those individuals on campus that are going to be supportive. I know we have like the student engagement office under Bedi at Delta, and Allison Ginter does a wonderful job at just trying to pull students in, and other students know if they're struggling and they're lost, they'll bring them to her because she does a great job of making them feel a part of and welcome. But going back to Morgan, she was like spot on with her testimony on how she struggled, and she graduated. She graduated with her RN, and she's working, and she's very successful. But I really appreciated her message about our young people, and that we need to be conscious of it and aware, but be intentional about helping our students, and our students of color, really, that don't know. I always say you don't know what you don't know. We can't assume our students know. Yeah, that's where you go to get help for financial aid, and yeah, that's where you go to get help if you're just, maybe there's some personal things at home and you're here and you feel like you need to go back home and help. There is resources and support at our colleges. It's just, I know mi gente, like my people, they just don't want to ask, or, and so I think that's with everybody starting out, they're embarrassed or, self-conscious that they have to ask help.
Yeah, her testimony was fantastic. And, having this list in this booklet right here in the table of contents of the heart of the gold, a visionary, lifetime legacy, impact, humanity, outstanding journalism, motivation awards, business awards, all of those things is essentially a list to the city of who's making moves here, and who can we reach out to. So we talked about how this list was formed. So if someone is interested in nominating someone, Shilda, how would someone go about that?
Well, again, we have the committee, and Mr. Buckley does put information out on the social media, and we were going to have more of that, and we will be having that information listed on Facebook and social media, so that if you know of anyone that you want to have acknowledged in terms of the achievements that they've made, we can definitely take that information, and also the committee as well. We have the committee that can be the ears and eyes in the community, because we're always looking out for these new entities that are coming through and focusing on what they're doing.
All right. So let's just ask, since we all sat on the committee, what was your favorite part of being on the committee, and how long have you sat on this committee?
Gosh, I've been on the committee with well, let me go back and say this. It was 2017 when the Heart of the City came about. And I was a recipient of 2019. And on that particular day, when I was able to just look, just observe the presence of community in that room, I knew then I wanted to be a part of it. And so I've been on the committee since that time. And for me, it's a great time to be able to bring like-minded people together that are focusing on our city of Saginaw. And so that's what I really enjoy about it, just being able to sit at the table with you, Christina and Monica and others, and we're just sharing about great ways to make this event, the best ever, and bringing people involved in it as well.
I agree. Shilda does a great job, and Dr. Odveda, they're our leaders. I mean, they're amazing, and we're definitely a team. We like to talk a lot, but they always bring us back together and say, "Okay, come on, guys, we got to get some things done." But it's almost like a sense of family. I mean, we all have good intentions for our community, and we care about our community, and I think that's when Mr. Buckley formed this, and creating this committee and asking. That's something he definitely wants on our committee, right? And I have fun. I mean, it's a lot of work. We were just talking about that, but
Yes.
I have fun.
Yes.
It is a lot of work, and the great part about it is just the people that are at the table. We have our mayor of the city, Brenda Moore, that brings so much energy and life to each meeting, and I really I like that and appreciate that. We have a committee of about maybe 17 people, a little bit more, give or take, and each of them are coming with their own personalities and their own energy and their laughter and the fun of it. So
it's definitely a fun time. I will just share my favorite part is we were meeting bi-weekly and then weekly, and then that very last week we were meeting almost every day, and every day everyone brought energy to the table. They were excited because we knew what the end result was. We were highlighting, and I want to say the best of the best, but we were highlighting even upcoming businesses, just people who want to move things around here in the Saginaw area, and having that similar goal was a beautiful thing. So thank you both for being here with us today. And if we have anyone listening and want to learn more, the website here is michiganbanner.org. Really appreciate that.
Back with more on the Art Lewis Show after this.
This is Mike from Westside Decorating Center. With the warm weather finally here, it's the perfect opportunity to take on your exterior painting projects. Currently, we're offering promotions on semi-transparent and solid stains for decks, fences, and siding. Additionally, our exterior ceramic paint is on sale this month. It works effortlessly on vinyl or aluminum siding without the need for primer. And if you're considering interior projects, we've got you covered. Our interior designers are ready to assist with window treatments and flooring. Visit our showroom located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township, or check out our website, westsidedecoratingcenter.com.
Warmer weather is here, and associates in eye care want you to remember to wear sunglasses with UV protection. Most of us acquire 80% of our lifetime UV exposure before 18, so it's extremely important for children to have sunglasses with UV protection. Ultraviolet rays have harmful effects on the eyes that can lead to cataracts and macular degeneration. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? Huh? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay. Jolly good morning.
Ah, close love. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English muffin deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. Just go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
It's time for the WSGW Invitational Golf Outing, this year at the Sawmill Golf and Pub and Grill on Thursday, June 25th, presented by Westside Decorating Center and powered by Branham's Jewelry. You can purchase your foursome entries now, just $250, or enter as an individual. The Invitational features a $10,000 hole-in-one opportunity presented by Buck Insurance in Freeland. Longest drive competition sponsored by JJ's Roadhouse. Win overnight stays for golf at Shanty Creek Resorts. For more information and to purchase your entries, look online, WSGW.com.
We're into the final stretch of the Art Lewis Show on this Tuesday morning. Jonathan Dent. I'm joined by Christiana Malacara. We've been talking Heart of the City Awards. We had Yvonne Daniels from our sister station, KISS 107.1. We had Sheila Braddock and Monica Hernandez, members of the committee for the Heart of the City Awards. Some fantastic guests on during this hour. But we're going to shift gears just a little bit, tell you about something that is coming up here on WSGW and involves our very own Christiana Malacara. It's a new show airing Sunday evenings at 6 called
That's What She Said.
What?
It's called That's What She Said.
You're not trying to make a joke at my expense.
No.
Oh, I see. I didn't get
Jonathan.
it. No, it's a fantastic concept. I don't know if I've told you this, but you approached me with the idea for this show a couple years ago.
I did.
And pitched it to me. I said, hey, that's a great idea. Let's put something together for this.
Yes.
And then about a few months ago,
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
I was talking with our market manager, the big boss here, and he said something about, we've got these great shows on Sunday evening. We have United Shades of Grey with Kareem Bowen highlighting the African-American community here. We have Mi Gente on Air. That kind of goes over the Latino community in Saginaw and the surrounding area. I'd like to put something on the air that centers around women and women in our area and what the great stuff that they're doing. Do you think Christiana would be willing to host something like that? I said, well, she actually has a plan for that show already, and now it's going to become a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to become a thing. This week I'm actually going to interview our first guest. Her name is Gina. She's the founder of United We Go, located in Bay City, and I'm just really, really excited. I can't think of another word than excited at the moment. But this segment, the show, will be called "That's What She Said," with Christiana Malacara, spilling the tea on women empowerment.
Ooh. I know. I haven't heard that subtitle
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
a good one.
It's exciting.
What's the general premise of the show? What are we talking about here?
Well, the whole idea is to gather women one by one once a week from the Great Lakes Bay region who are just making things happen. They're motivated women in the area who either have a passion for working in their business, a passion for health and wellness, financial literacy, passion just helping others and contribute to the community as a whole. My list of women, when I put out the first call of saying, okay, ladies, we're doing this. We have a platform. Let's move forward. And I was getting calls and text messages and Facebook messages and all these things. And we're pretty far booked out, Jonathan.
Yeah. I think the biggest emphasis on this show is going to be the storytelling aspect. That's something that even when you first got hired on here at WSGW, you're like, I want to tell stories.
Yes.
And the biggest thing about this that excites me to be involved with it is we're going to be telling stories of people in the region. They happen to be women, but they're interesting stories. They're people who are making great things happen in our area, and we're going to be saying more than here's our organization, here's what we do.
Exactly.
From my understanding, it's going to be who is this person and how did they come to be here? Because we have a lot of people in our region that came from outside of it
Correct.
and are now making things happen here.
Yes. Yeah. So it is much more than exactly this is our organization. This is the website. We're going to dig a lot deeper on saying what motivates you to do what you're currently doing. And the second part of that, the show is going to be like, how is it that we can inspire others? Future leaders. How can we inspire someone to inspire someone else? Because at the end of the day, we all have the same goal of, being good people, interacting with good people, and just having a fulfilling life. But at the same time, we are creating a ripple effect. And, these leaders in the community, they're putting that domino, into process and being able to condition and talk about how to condition that next generation of powerful women who, I'm a little biased, but like we just had some pretty powerful women in the room.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And,
yeah.
and they get it done. And so being able to highlight that and tell and share their story is exciting. I did touch on a few guests that are coming up here, but we're having entrepreneurs. We're having women who participate in financial literacy for single women. We also are having women come in who are going to talk about health and wellness, and also just women who are, they want to talk about being a mom or a grandma or, just different aspects in their life that are extremely relatable.
Awesome. So the show is called That's What She Said. What's the subtitle again?
So it's That's What She Said with Christiana Malacara, spilling the tea on women empowerment.
Awesome. It'll be running Sunday evenings at 6 here on 100.5 and 790 WSGW. And we will not be beginning this Sunday. It's Father's Day, so we'll leave that to the dads.
Okay.
But
All right.
We'll start next Sunday, the June 23rd, and we will have shows every Sunday at 6 from then on out, right ahead of United Shades of Grey and Mi Gente on Air.
Yes. And if there's anyone in the area who is interested in highlighting someone, I would definitely take a look at that. My email address is christianamalacara@alphamediausa.com.
That's Christiana.Malacara.
This is true.
It's kind of complicated and
It is.
difficult, but
The name's complicated.
that's all right. We're looking forward to the show. We're looking forward to putting it on the air, and we hope that you will tune in. Christiana, thank you for joining me this morning, co-hosting the Art Lewis Show. It's always a fun time.
It's always a fun time. You're right.
Absolutely. We split the duty, so we only have to schedule 1 hour each, and it ends up with some great conversations. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back to wrap up after this.
Along with me is attorney Jerry Wright. First off, Jerry, does having a joint or beneficiary account avoid probate?
Well, it can work, but the question I have for you is, if you were to pass away at your death, that account would automatically go to your spouse.
That's what most people do, but can that plan work?
Well, maybe, but what if your spouse remarries? Then what would happen to the assets that you left to your spouse?
And what about the beneficiary designation?
Well, if you leave the beneficiary directly to our children, do your kids get the money after you die? Yes.
Okay, isn't this a good thing?
Well, I don't know. What if your kids are in the middle of a divorce? Then half of your money could end up in the hands of a former in-law. What if they got sued? Who does their will leave it to? Their spouse or the grandkids?
Wow, well, how can we avoid some of these problems, Jerry?
Well, proper estate planning will enable you to ensure what you have gets to whom you want, when you want, the way you want, without unnecessary cost, delays, or government interference.
Thanks, Jerry. Okay, so if you want to learn more or register for an upcoming workshop, visit jerryrifelawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
Get ready to rock your summer with Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel's free tribute to Summer Concert Series. On June 13th, we're bringing the island life to you with the Air Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett tribute. Dust off your flip-flops and feel the ocean breeze with your chance to escape to paradise without leaving town. Don't forget your lawn chairs and blankets. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. Plus, get $10 in premium play for attending. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly.
I worked on the ranch here, first with my grandfather and then my dad. On this land, we do have a lot of sun, but also have a lot of wind. So having the turbines on the ranch is a benefit to us. I was apprehensive about the whole project, but now I think it's a win-win for everybody. We will produce power for the folks around this area, and this land will have a legacy. As a rancher, I think that's what we really hope for.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
That's all we got for this Tuesday morning edition of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank my co-host Christiana Malacara for helping me in filling in. I'm Jonathan Dent. Art Lewis was out on the golf course today. He's with Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan, a great association that we have with them. He'll be back with us tomorrow hosting the show. Want to thank some of our guests for today, Sheila Braddock and Monica Hernandez with the Heart of the City Awards, as well as Yvonne Daniels. She was one of the recipients of the awards that occurred last week. Up next, we'll be on the Focus program talking with Roof Max. But first, the news will be with CBS and then back in the WSGW newsroom.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. A federal jury is deliberating the fate of President Biden's son, Hunter, this morning. CBS's Scott McFarlane is in Wilmington, Delaware.
Comes down to, was Hunter Biden a drug addict and knowingly when he bought that gun in October 2018? The defense has made this argument that Hunter Biden may have been on a road to recovery or moving towards sobriety, so he did not knowingly give false statements when he bought that gun, despite federal prohibitions on drug users and addicts